Okay, hello everyone. So I did a 28-day fast, and then after the 28-day fast, I went back to eating uh, normally, how most people do. Anyway, so this is my talk about that. I'm not going to show you any physical evidence. On my 28-day fast, I lost 16.8 kilos. And I have photos of me in my undies, and I just go from being really fat to less fat. So uh, if you want physical evidence, then please go find it somewhere else. But I have a lot of information that I want to give about what happened on my fast. And I want to talk about lots anyway. So how did I go about doing my fast? Well, I started probably about 6 months before I started fasting, and before that, I was doing different diets. So by 6 months ago, I've given up alcohol, sugar, processed meat, including ham and bacon. Also, I'd say for 4 months after 6 months, so that's 6 to 2 months ago, I mostly gave up coffee and milk, but maybe I had it. So 5 to 6 days a week, I gave that up. So my diet wasn't perfect, so that's how I'll explain it. Then the last 2 months before my fast, I was vegan for 5 to 6 days a week for the last 2 months before my fast, yeah. And I'm going to say that, yeah, it was 5 or 6 days a week because it wasn't perfect. So I still had naughty food, as I'll describe it. So I was either non-processed meat I would have on my days off once a week, or there was a cafe with a spinach quiche. So it looked like it was just all spinach with a few blotches of feta in it, I think. And for some weird reason, sometimes on the weekends I'd have some potato chips, like in the packets, or custard tarts, which is really strange for me to have that. And during my 28-day fast, I was very strict. I didn't eat anything. But on day 24, I did some volunteer work, and they put on a roast. And I ate a few, like smaller than the size of my fist. So like 3 small potatoes, 2 larger pieces of roast pumpkin. And that was on day 24. But out of the 28 days, I ate nothing else. So I just want everyone to know that I'm being really honest about it. A lot of people gonna say you can't fast for 28 days, but I mean, there's a lot of religious people around the world that fast a lot longer than that. Now, this is a religious talk or non-spiritual version of my fast, but the 28-day fast was a very spiritual journey for me. Not religious. I'm not talking about any type of religion, but I've been doing some psychic training and I've been doing a lot of work on myself. Doesn't mean you need to be psychic to do this, but it felt for the last 12 months I've been doing that. I've been doing some research on breatharians that don't eat. Well, they say they don't eat. There's some that say they don't eat but still have juice, and there's others that say they never eat. Anyway, so I just want to say that all right, so the spiritual journey, I guess, is that I tried to fast 12 months ago, and I starved every hour. I mean, I was working at the mines, I was driving a big truck, and every hour I had to try and focus on something else than my hunger. Right. So getting that out the way, I just want to say that I did a lot of work on myself. Not physical work, more I got a lot of psychic messages, did a lot of psychic development, and I worked on myself. I don't know how to put it any other way, but this time when I fasted, I was not hungry once during the whole fast. I felt like eating, but I was never hungry. Okay, so what happened to my body during the fast? Well, I started fasting on the 1st of July, 2017. And I felt great. For the next couple of days, honestly, I truly felt like I had heaps of energy and I felt great. Then I started getting really thirsty, started drinking a lot, and I had a few nights of intense vomiting. My body really purged. And to be honest with everyone, I had a Coke a month before the fast. And I had one at the previous Christmas, so over 6 months ago, or 6 months ago, whatever. And I had alcohol at Christmas, and I haven't touched it since. I just it just made me feel really negative. That's why I haven't touched it anymore. Now, the vomiting sessions that I did on this fast during the first week, I had probably 4 nights of vomiting. Probably on day 3, and then they weren't every night. So it was probably the first week and a half this happened. The weird thing was that I vomited Coke. Now, I know what it looks like because I used to be a bourbon and Coke drinker. And it was really weird because I vomited Coke, which I haven't a month before I had it and probably 6 months before that. So it was coming out of my fat, going into my stomach, because all your fat goes back into your stomach and liver to get processed again. And it gets sent from your liver or stomach maybe to get put everywhere. But it went out of my fat into my liver or stomach, and I vomited intensely all night. I had 4 of these nights. Anyway, so I was also planning to have lemon water because I believe that it was going to make my body more alkaline and therefore easier to for my body to handle the acidic fat that I was hoping to get rid of. And I was also planning to have herbal tea like dandelion and chai tea and peppermint. I got some peppermint tea here. It's very cold, so I'm just going to hold it. But me lemon water, I had it on the first day, and every day since that I tried to have herbal tea, I'd vomit. Like, I'd vomit it straight back up. That was in that first week and a half when I was going through a purge, and it felt like a purge. But my body started to handle me detoxing after that, and I didn't vomit the rest of the time. Also got intensely thirsty, and I'd be peeing, clear pee, peeing, pissing all day, however you want to say it, wherever you live. I guess there's different ways. I'd pee and get thirsty. Like, almost be drinking and peeing at the same time. I swear. Like, I was, I went through a lot of water. And I get my water, I don't drink tap water. I get my water from my parents' tank water because it's got no added chemicals. And I believe that also helped me to purge. Also, talking about purging, it's good to use your body outlets to purge. So after the vomiting session, I think I had a little diarrhea on and off. Even though I wasn't eating, there was still weird stuff. Like, I'd just have the odd time I'd have some diarrhea. And I would jog every day and I'd weight train. Now, the jogging was to bring on sweat. It was middle of winter here for me in Australia. Sweating pushes out salt and toxins that are near your skin. So, and then I was weight training as well, and the weight training just to use a bit more energy, so to help me maybe lose weight faster. Now, I was a big coffee drinker for a lot of years. I worked in offices. I've done a lot of different jobs. Now, I would have coffee all day at some jobs. And I found that after many years, coffee gave me cramps, and I really needed to have magnesium tablets. You can believe me or not, but coffee makes you excrete magnesium, and there's some other vitamins as well, and minerals, whatever it is. And I believe that with me sort of purging and my fat was coming off my body because I lost 16.8 kilos, I truly believe that, like, I needed the magnesium to help me get rid of the coffee, because if I didn't have magnesium, I'd get cramping. Okay, so I started having the magnesium. I guess the next week, so this is week 2, my energy really went down. I had to push myself to do these exercises, and I'd lay down and watch YouTube videos, really, of channelings. That's what I like to do. And then after that week, I found that I started getting really bad cramps, even though I'd have a few magnesium tablets, and end up when going to the chemist and getting some electrolyte tablets. Now, I probably had, like, these are the ones I got. Hydrolyte, it's called, but you can get any electrolyte tablets. And I got that instead of Gatorade because Gatorade is full of sugar. And these are just like little tablets like Baroccas that you dissolve in water. Anyway, so they stopped the cramping, but I only had 4 of those tablets, maybe only 3. I'm not sure, but yeah, I've only had down to here out of the whole packet. So I've only had 3 or 4. I had also, when I first started cramping, I had just a vitamin pill, but I'd found that I didn't crave them. Bicarb soda is important. I used to have a bath with bicarb soda and sometimes a little bit of sea salt. I put 3 teaspoons of bicarb soda and have a bath. And also I found I would put a little pinch of bicarb soda, just a little pinch like that, in a glass of water, or a full glass of water. I've been drinking a lot, so I drink a lot of full glasses of water. I've got a glass of water in a tea, herbal tea here. So it's peppermint herbal tea. Right, so, okay, so I guess after all that, week 3, my energy returned, and I found I could go back and do a lot of work on the computer, and I could go back and do that. Now, I already said that on day 24, I had a small amount of veggies. Now, that didn't make me vomit. I just want to tell everyone that after all the vomiting stories. Day 29 was my birthday, and I already planned to have a roast at my parents', and I ate a little bit too much. I didn't have a lot of meat, but I just ate a lot of veggies and I vomited. So just letting you know, if you eat a little bit after fasting, you won't vomit at all. You just feel weird in the guts, as I did. Okay, so now I want to talk about what happened to my body while I was fasting. Now, this is different to the vomiting stuff. I want to talk, I had medical issues. I've had really bad asthma. I needed like 20 puffs of Ventolin. If you don't know what Ventolin is, it's little puffs that you see some people have, and they need it to breathe. So I'd have like 3 puffs every time I'd have a go on that puffer. So that'd be like 60. Also had a swollen liver. It was pushed up and it felt itchy, especially if I drank coffee. It was really itchy. I felt weird in there. I knew I had medical issues there. Also had, I was obese. I was nearly extremely obese at that weight on the BMI index. And probably 1 kilo off being extremely obese. Anyway, so I also had knee and ankle pain, and that was getting, like, starting to feel it. Could have been a little gout. I had gout previous, but I don't think it was gout. Anyway, 2 weeks into my fast, say the first 14 days, everything was healed. If I had Ventolin, I'd try and have it before I went for a jog, so I'd be not wheezing during a jog, but most days I was forgetting, going jogging anyway. So I had no knee or ankle pain. My liver itched a few times, probably after day 14, but the swelling had gone down. after the 28-day fast, that was great. I felt good all over. I bumped into neighbours. I got neighbours around here been talking to. I was talking to them about my fast, and they said I looked younger. I hadn't seen my parents for the month I fasted, and I went there on my birthday, and they said I looked younger, and my clothes was really loose. I dropped a few sizes with my clothes. I've got the same jeans on, but they were looser. I'll talk about that in a minute. You can believe me or not, but I've also felt like my sight and my hearing was a little better. Believe me or not, you can. It's up to you. Now I want to talk about belief systems. Now I want to talk about this because it's important. And I want you to believe what you want to believe, because look, I did this fast because I believed in it, and I can Google and I can present scientific medical evidence that fasting helps you regenerate your stem cells. I found somewhere that red meat ages your body. There's a BBC documentary that calorie restriction will make you more healthy and live longer. But you can also go on Google and Google that fasting is bad for you. So there's everything out there. Every belief system is really supported. It just matters where you go to find it. So there's scientists that say both things, and everything you want to look at, you'll find. If you want to think that I nearly killed myself doing my fast, then I want you not to do that fast, because you probably might harm yourself. For me, I couldn't do it the year before, but after going vegan and everything before my fast, it just seemed the next logical, natural step. I never lost weight going vegan because I was still eating too much. But yeah, fasting, yeah, I lost a lot of weight. So if I want to say anything, then I want you to Google what vegans actually look like. They all look very healthy. There's even vegan weightlifters, and they look unbelievable. And if you really want to look into something, you can look into breatharian, where people say they do not eat at all. Do not need to eat or drink. I've got a friend called Pete Andrew who had a chat to me about fasting, and he had some interesting points, so I'll just point that out. He said that animals fast all the time. So if you want to look into lions, I know that bears hibernate. I know that some whales have seasons where they eat, like go to Antarctica and eat, and then they go elsewhere to have birth baby whales and stuff where they don't eat for months at a time. So that's very good that he pointed out that it's a naturally happens in, I mean, you could say that our caveman days, if you wanted to say, that we naturally fasted and didn't always have meat available. So you could see that as a healthy way or not. Depends on your belief systems. He also said fasting can remove all the older cells and replace it with newer versions throughout your body by using your own stem cells. Your own body will recognize that it needs to store and conserve energy, and in order to do so, the body will issue commands to other white cells to attack older cells to help your body not to waste its own resources. Now, I felt younger. After 28 days of fasting, I truly felt, and people said I looked younger. So if you want to believe that, you can. If you don't, then don't. Anyway. So yeah, it's like, my major point is to follow your own belief systems. Anything you'll find a way to back up your own belief systems by Googling it. So whatever you Google and find that supports your belief systems, then you should follow that. I followed my belief systems and did this fast. You should follow your belief systems and either do a fast or not. So finally, I really want to talk about what happened after my fast, because I went on a really bad diet. And this is a result. This is 18 days after my fast that I'm doing this video, and I ate a lot of crap. I've been eating meat, milk, coffee, everything you can imagine. I put on over 10 kilos. I'm actually scared to get on the scales to see how much I've put on. So probably only lost 5 kilos overall. Don't know. But anyway, okay, so last few days I even had takeaway, and I'm not going to say who, but it was like McDonald's, Burger King, Porto's. There's heaps of them out there. It was one of these. I'm not going to say which because I don't want to do the blame game. But I had a burger, chips, and Coke. And this truly knocked me for 6. I was down and out. And the next day, I looked in the mirror. I know I've been eating the whole time. It's probably making me feel like I'm aging, but I looked in the mirror the next morning and I looked like I was heaps older again. And see the result. I don't probably look the same as, you won't know. People that know me might tell the difference, but you probably won't. So I don't care if you believe that whole aging thing or not, but I want to tell you some things that what I found from fasting, going vegan and everything for 6 months to eating crap. Now, the interesting things that the naughty food, the takeaway, eating meat, eating eggs, eating everything. I've had the spinach quiche again from that cafe that I like. I've had bacon and eggs. I've had everything that I can think of. Everything tastes bland. Everything tastes like boiled potatoes, like cardboard. It's just, everything doesn't really hit me for taste. The only thing that makes meat tastes like carcass to me. It tastes like dead animal. And it doesn't matter how much I put on it, like sauce or whatever. But what makes meat taste better is actually having veggies or salad with it. It actually does make it taste better. Coffee and milk taste bland. It's weird because if I drink coffee, I'm starving 4 hours later, even if I eat when I have it. It just does not suit me. It makes my liver itch. My liver's been itching again. So if I didn't have coffee, I wouldn't be hungry later. Sugary food, I've noticed, like I've had a chocolate with my coffee, I get even more hungry, and I even get hungrier sooner than I would if I just had coffee. So And I don't even like it. I don't even really like chocolate anymore. It's just a thing I used to do and wanted to do it again. And I'm finding sugar or salt, it just tastes like fake food. Doesn't taste particularly good to me anymore. My favorite food is actually wild rice and kimchi. Now, I also want to say that so if I eat, so meat tastes bland, veggies taste bland. Like, but veggies, I feel better. I feel like crap after eating meat. So I could eat veggies as long as it's a little bit. If I eat a little bit of veggies, a little bit of rice and kimchi, a little bit of salad, or a little bit of veggies and salad, whatever, I feel great. I feel good. I don't feel bad. If I fast, I feel even better. But if I eat a lot of food, a lot of veggies, a lot of salad, I feel weighted down, uncomfortable, I feel wrong, and I feel low vibration. Just feel like stuck in the mud. Meat's worse. What makes me feel worse than any of that is cheese. Milk and coffee, just as well. So dairy really doesn't suit me anymore. And that is it. That's my whole 28 days plus 18 days of 28 days of fasting and 18 days of eating like crap. And that's my story, my whole story. I'll probably do videos for people that are more interested in the psychic side, but this one's for everyone. So I know I can talk about psychic stuff because it's generally accepted these days. So I'm just interested in that side of things. It's to me it's non-religious but spiritual. So anyway, thank you all, and this is me out, and I'm going to do a lot of I've got some information written about these fasts that I'm going to post, and I'll probably post that and the spiritual side, the psychic side as well. I'll post it below this video. Feel free to believe what you want, take what you want from my writings, but just understand what I believe is what I believe, what you believe is what you believe. And if you try and share beliefs that other people don't want to take on, they get angry. So I don't want to make anyone angry. That's why I'm being really open. So please don't come at me with your belief systems. And this video could make people angry and post angry things below it, but I don't care. I want to share to all the people out there that if you want to go on a fast, it did not hurt me. And if you believe what some people believe, I should have been in a hospital really sick after 28 days of fasting. But I felt great. I felt healthy. I felt younger. I felt lighter. I lost 16.8 kilos. I felt great. And then I went and ate. So I'll probably fast again, but that's my business. So much love and light to everyone. And goodbye. Thank you.